Hey guys, I'm back for another video, and today I'm going to talk about some stuff. This is a commentary video, and I'm back at college for my third semester at RIT studying computer science. So yeah, I had the longest break in my entire life from school in these past 3 months, and I enjoyed it to the max. I got to grow the channel quite a bit. I managed to get the website all set up. I got my Minecraft server all updated. I did a whole bunch of really productive stuff. Got tons of work done and played a lot of Bed Wars as well. I got into live streaming, and now I've met a whole bunch of awesome people through the streams, and either way, it was one of the best times I've had. This semester things are different because I'm living at an apartment instead of a dorm. I'll leave a card in the top right corner if you guys want to see the video slash vlog slash tour thingy I made for that. So yeah, either way, I'm in an apartment now, which is much farther away from classes. So now that I'm 2 miles away from campus, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get to classes on time because I'm still going to ride my bike. I've been doing that all last year and I don't plan on stopping. So I have a bike, of course, and a bike lock. So my routine now is I wake up, I take a shower, I eat breakfast, and then I unlock my bike and ride off to class 2 miles away, which takes roughly 10 minutes. Not that big a deal. And then I go to class, of course. So today was different. Well, not today. 2 days ago was different. I do my normal morning routine. I wake up, I take a shower, eat some breakfast, and then I go to class. I make it to the outside of my first class's building, and then I park it. So then I reach over to get the lock from my bike, and it turns out I forgot it. Usually what I do is when I'm riding the bike, I leave it like hanging on the bike itself. Apparently what I did in the morning is, without thinking, I took the lock off the bike so I can get it off of the bike stand, and then I left it at the apartment. So I'm 10 minutes away. Class starts in 5 minutes, and I don't have a lock for my bike. So I had two options. Either A, ride all the way back to the apartment and get my lock and then be late to class, or B, set up a really quick lock that could deter people enough that my bike doesn't get stolen and get to class on time. So stupidly enough, I chose option number 2. I found a literal rope in my bag and I tied it to my bike. Someone with a pocket knife could have easily cut right through it, but I had to get to class on time. It was my second class ever of chemistry, and I did not want to miss a freaking second of it because if I got even a little bit behind, I would be screwed. So yeah, I tied this rinky-dink little rope that someone could have probably even, like, it's not even like a legit rope. It's like a really thin, like, someone could have probably tugged it apart if they tried hard enough. So yeah, that's how my bike was secured for that hour and a half. So midway through class, I'm thinking, you know what? I don't trust my bike being like this. I had another class after. So what I did, as soon as chemistry ended, the second it ended, I sprinted outside, went out to find my bike still there, and then I untied it, rode it back to my apartment 2 miles away, and then I grabbed the lock, which was still sitting outside, and then I bolted back to the other side of campus this time. So this was like 20 minutes away, so roughly 4 miles, and the gap between classes is only 10 minutes. So obviously I was 20 minutes late to class for my second class. This was computer science, something which arguably is even worse to miss. So my decision ultimately was probably not the best one. And yeah, I finally managed to get the lock onto my bike outside of class, and I'm like, oh good, my bike is finally locked up for real this time. So I go to class. Of course I was late, I missed a few things. No one said anything because it's college. The professor doesn't really care if you're late because you're the one paying for it. They still get money in the end. So anyway, I go to class, I do my thing, I come back, and I take the lock off my bike. I'm like, all right, it's time to go home. I was going to record some videos, have a good time, whatever, because I only had a few homework assignments to do first. I take off the lock, and then I tug on the bike, and it doesn't budge. My lock is in my hand. It's not even on the bike anymore. I tug it again. The bike's still stuck to the rack, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? I look at my front tire, And there's a second lock that I didn't see before connected to the bar. And I'm like, oh crap, that's not my lock. What is that doing there? And then I start panicking. I'm like, is someone trying to like steal my bike or like claim it for themselves? So then I'm looking around like, where's the person that could have done this? And then to my right, I see another bike on the bike rack. And this one has no lock at all. It's completely unattended. And there's no lock on it. I could have just tugged it and moved it. And the bike rack wasn't even attached to it. So then the idea hit me. Some idiot locked my bike instead of theirs. So I'm just dumbfounded at the stupidity of the situation. I'm just sitting here like, are you kidding me? Someone locked my bike with their lock. And now I can't leave. For 5 minutes, I just sat there like hoping the person would come back from class. Since classes just ended, but they didn't. So then I ended up calling campus security, and I told the story to the lady behind the phone. And then they sent out a guy. He was armed with bolt cutters. And they tried to get my bike free, but it was a really, really high quality, expensive U-lock. These things are solid steel, and there's no cutting through that. He gave it everything he's got. The lock didn't budge. So I was just stuck there. This guy couldn't help me. So ultimately what we decided to do was that he would drive me home, and that we would hope that the idiot that locked my bike would come back from class only to realize his mistake and then unlock my bike and then drive his bike out of the scene, thus unlocking my bike. So what I did is I put my lock back on the bike. He drove me home, and I just did my normal thing. This wasted like an hour of my time, by the way. I'm behind already. So much for playing video games. I have homework to do now. No time. So then the next day, I walk to freaking campus, and what do you know? The bike was unlocked. So that is it for my story, guys. I mean, honestly, one stupid little mistake, like, ruined my day and wasted 20 minutes of the next day. But, yeah, college stories. 2 bike-related incidents in the same day. I wouldn't believe it either. Well, anyway, leave a like down below if you enjoyed this story and want to hear more in the future. And that's it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.